Hi guys, DR Drake 63. Welcome to the channel again. We're going to look at another 22 today. This one is the Marlin Model 60. Model 60 is the designation of the year that they began making this particular rifle. So for about 5 years, between 2011 and 2016, the Remington plant in Mayfield, Kentucky churned these out. Kind of see what I like to do with a 22 is go outside and plink despite the weather. It's a semi-automatic, blowback operated design and competes with the 1022, also the Remington Speedmaster, which was a contemporary in terms of when these came out. These came out in 1960. Speedmaster came out in the late 50s. Tube-fed magazine, as you can see here, it's got pretty decent laminate stock. It's got the dovetail type of attachment for putting a scope on it, which is what I'm going to do. I'm throwing this old Itasca 2x7 on there. The sight picture on this is okay, but eyes are getting older, guys, and so typically if I want to test accuracy, I'm going to put a scope on something if at all possible. But as you can see, that this is in great condition. I believe the original owner took this rifle, purchased it, and threw it in a box. And that's all she wrote. But here it is with the scope mounted, and we're going to do some testing today. Nothing big, a little bit of outdoor shooting, and some targets indoors at 25 yards, which I don't believe is the ultimate test for a rifle of this type. I think 50 yards and up is. So what I'm going to do is do a quick takedown. We're going to take a look at the internals, and these are the two screws that you want to focus on. I've already taken out the magazine, the tube magazine. And dose. So now that we've done that, we can just lift this stock off like this. And just looking at this doesn't have, I mean, either somebody did one heck of a cleaning job, or this really never was shot outside the factory. There's a little bit of rust right here that will be easy enough to get off, but that's what we're looking at right here. So, and it's got a threaded head on it, but it actually just pulls right out, and that enables you to lift this mechanism out. Here's your bolt mechanism, and you're going to see that basically this tilts up, and then your charging knob right here is going to come out. So as I lift this up, this comes right out, and that's your charging knob. And you've got your action spring right here. It's seated right back in here with the pin. So we're getting there. That's surface rust. Just took a brush. Probably clean those spots up right there. Not a big deal. But this clearly is a very intact bolt. Clean that face a little bit better, but it's in fairly good shape. Like I said, I don't think this sucker's seen a lot of action, so it probably just needs neglect rust. Get that off of there. Barrel's in very good shape from what we can see. Obviously, looking down into the chamber, not a lot of powder or anything in there, more dust. So as I like to do, we're going to check the factory trigger pull on this gun. We're going to see that it consistently comes in at 5.5 pounds. You'll see right here. Not a target trigger by any means, but it is consistent. So we're going to take a look at some target picks using two different kinds of ammo I'm very familiar with. This CCI Mini Mag was the first that we shot, and you can see the group right there. Had a little bit of a flyer, and came back with the Aquila 22 rifle match 40 grain, and that shot a pretty decent group. We're just at 25 yards, but those are the kind of groups I was getting today. This is my 0 pattern. We started way left and had to work around this and forth. Then we switched over to the Remington 5.52 Speedmaster. This one is from 1961. Here you see the results that I got using that. And the first thing we're going to look at is comparing the CCI. And here you see a pretty decent group, had a flyer there. And compare that to the group we got with the Model 60, and come back down and look at the 22 rifle match from Aquila, and see that probably not as good a group as what we got, obviously, with that Model 60. We headed outside just to have some fun at -1. And you're going to see what shooting frozen pop cans looks like. And a little bit different. They don't spray. The stuff comes out and immediately freezes. Kind of interesting look. So it's all of about -1 with about a -20 wind chill here in Minnesota today. I figure this is the ultimate test on how a semi-auto is going to perform, is take it out in weather like this. I'm not going to be able to stay out in weather like this for long. I'm about ready to grow icicles off my mustache. By the way, if you like this hat, I've had people ask me about it. The style is called a Stormy Chromer, and it definitely keeps your ears warm. Anyway, let's see what this does. Didn't like one of them. And that's all she wrote. Looks like we got one that didn't want to come out of the chamber as well. Now that's not using that CCI ammo that I like so much. Hey, I'm going to load up a tube of that and see if that does a little bit better. So I've got this loaded up with that CCI. This is the varmint stuff, 40 grain. And we'll see if this does a little bit better cycling in this super cold weather. And I'd say, yeah, 15 rounds does a lot better. So maybe this gun is picky about ammo at temperature. I don't know. The lube I have inside this, just lightly applied, is CLP break free, which has supposedly holds its viscosity down to 45 below. I'm not going to test that personally, but you know, I think like any semi-automatic, there's going to be some pickiness about ammo. We noticed with the Remington 5.52 Speedmaster that pretty much only gets picky if the nose profile of the bullet itself is kind of squared off or deformed, and that's kind of common with 22 ammo. It's not made as precisely as some other stuff unless you want to pay more money. But CCI is good stuff. I've just not had jams in any semi-auto, and it's pretty decent from an accuracy standpoint. But I'd like to just go ahead and say that I think that this particular rifle is not only handy, it's not heavy, it's 5 pounds, I guess to some guys it is. It's got the shorter barrel, which is nice for getting around. I see it as being on par with accuracy with the 5.52, this Model 60 is. And I also, from a function standpoint, think that it works every bit as well as any 1022 and perhaps a Speedmaster. It does its job. So pretty happy with the results. Think it's a cool little rifle, and I think that Mayfield, Kentucky did a pretty good job in the short time they were producing Remington and Marlin rifles. And you know, I would definitely say if you look it over any rifle that you get, but if the quality is going to be pretty good, and this is a relatively simple design to boot. So anyway, I'm freezing my you-know-what off, and I'm going to get back inside the truck and head home. But I appreciate you watching today. This is the Marlin Model 60. This is DR Drake 63 saying thanks for watching. See you later, guys. I've got over 350 videos posted right now, and a good handful or so are about the 22 long rifle platform. So I encourage you to go back in my library and check those out if you like. I'm no expert on 22s, but I do enjoy them, and they're awfully cheap to shoot compared to other things these days. So give it a look.